He always comes to me late.
What are you talking about being late? Some people don't even come at all. They still get food. So what is the late there?
That's because they drop their plates. That's because they drop their plates.
I'm not talking to you, Lucy. I'm not talking to you. Don't call into this conversation.
So I was watching the reunion show last night, and it felt like there had been a break in transmission 2 days ago or 2 nights ago. In case you've forgotten, 2 nights ago was the very night that Ebuka was questioning Erica about her situation with Laycon and V and Wathoni in the house. So let me not even say questioning. I felt like Erica just took over the hosting of the show and everything. So of course we knew what happened. Laycon was not really given the chance to really talk that much on that particular episode. So for me, watching last night's episode, which was more fun by the way, it wasn't boring at all. It was quite engaging. It was very, very interactive amongst all the housemates. It was very, very engaging because Ebuka was giving everybody the opportunity to talk and defend themselves. Ebuka allowed everybody to really, really air their own perspectives on the different issues that were raised. It just felt like, okay, we watched day 7 and then there was no airing of the show at all on day 8, and then we skipped to day 9. How many of you felt that same way as well? You know, I'm gonna have to scratch out that statement I made that, oh, Erica took over the show. Nah, she did not take over the show. She was actually given the show, to own the show, to use that particular episode to clear her name, to use a particular episode to claim that she was the victim and prove in her own little way that, oh, she was the one that had been wronged in all scenarios that was presented on that particular night. And the worst of it all was this. Last night, we saw different videos as receipts. We saw different videos, we saw different evidences, you know, that Ebuka presented to us. So we could literally relate with most of the things that the housemates were saying. In fact, there was no way out for anybody to escape. So those people who wanted to lie, they ended up stuttering like, I did not say this, I did not say that, even after we watched the video. So it made it more engaging, it made it more exciting because we wanted to see the reaction of the housemates or the ex-housemates. We wanted to see, oh, yeah, lie now, we've watched your video, we've seen your receipt. However, 2 nights ago, when Erica was making a lot of claims, a lot of allegations, oh, Laycon, you said so many things about me, this and that, that and that. We were waiting for videos, but Ebuka presented none. We wanted to see those videos because Erica was sounding like she was deeply wronged, like Laycon was plotting a coup against her. She sounded so pained, so offended. She sounded like the victim for real. So most of the viewers, they were really disappointed. I, for one, I was really disappointed because Ebuka did not play any single video. We wanted to see those claims that she was making. We wanted to know what was going on, but then we didn't see anything. But overall, last night's episode of the reunion just completely revealed, yes, it revealed to me that, there's something going wrong. There's something fishy going on behind the scenes that us, the viewers, do not even know about. And I'm not going to jump into conclusions just yet because there's still a few more episodes to go with the reunion. So I am still waiting. I'm still kind of hopeful that Ebuka would broach the Laycon and Erica's conversation again. This time with, you know, equal numbers of videos with receipts. If Erica claims that, oh, Laycon did this, let them play the video, let us see it. If Laycon is going to clap back and say, oh, you actually did this, which I doubt Laycon is going to do because dude is not even fighting for himself at all, well, but if he does, then let Ebuka play Laycon's own videos. Or if Laycon is not going to talk, then Ebuka should go ahead and play videos. Because yesterday, every single gossip that was, okay, not really every single gossip because all the housemates literally gossiped in the house, but just a selected few because of the set of housemates that were on set last night. Ebuka played different videos, you know, to really, really portray the level of the gossip that was done on certain housemates. So I am still hoping that we're going to see such happen in this Erica and Laycon's matter. Now for the argument involving Tochi and the 3 women of that house, Katrina, Lucy, and Dorathy. To be very honest, I went through a series of emotions whilst they were caught up in a heavy altercation. Tochi raising his voice and yelling, Katrina raising her voice and yelling. Guys, I felt really bad And at the same time, I felt sorry for Tochi. I felt really bad because it was just really sad to see how Tochi was really putting in so much energy into arguing that way with Katrina. I mean, it was quite different from how the other guys on the show had been comporting themselves. I'm not saying that people do not have, you know, the right to be angry or express themselves. Okay, fine, we accept. That is how Tochi knows to express himself. That is how he knows best to probably defend himself when certain things that are not right or wrong are said about him. But then guys, I just felt like Tochi keeps on for every episode that brings up an issue relating to him. I just feel like he keeps on disappointing the male folks, because guys end up getting very disappointed because they are like, Tochi, you're not a woman. You know, there's this thing about the Nigerian society. They believe that women are the ones that should be shouting, raising their voice in arguments, right? While men should be very calm and behave like the mature ones. So in other words, it's like society expects women to behave ratchet during arguments or fights or quarrels, while men should remain very calm and exude dominance and control in the face of quarrels and, you know, arguments like that. So that is the perception in this here society. I don't know about your society if you're not Nigerian, and to be very honest guys, I totally do not agree with that kind of perception, because trust me, if you find me in any argument, which you will not even find me, because when I not go see me for quarrel, I do not stay by. I do not stand by for quarrels. But if you're gonna find me in any argument, I'm always very quiet, because I don't know how to waste my energy shouting. So with that kind of perception that society has, that's why a lot of guys, men who have been watching the reunion show, they are constantly disappointed at Tochi, because the first thing they always say, or mostly even comment on my channel, is, oh, Tochi is just acting like a woman. Tochi is just shouting like a woman. How can you be engaging with women in a shouting spree like a market woman? That is the perception. However, in my own opinion, in as much as I believe that every human being has their own way of venting, every human being has a right, you know, to expressing themselves when they feel wronged in the best way they know how to, I just feel like Tochi overdoes it sometimes. Because come on, Tochi, I've said this thing 1 million times on my channel. You do not have to raise your voice to win an argument. Improve your point, improve your argument to win that argument. So every time Tochi is caught up in an argument with a female on the show, you will see that Tochi is literally yelling. It's like a contest for who is more vocal, a contest of who can shout the most. So Tochi is literally always shouting, yelling, like he's trying to make his point, and he feels like, oh, if I shout the most, because I am a man, I have the biggest voice, maybe, just maybe, people will accept my own point over this other person's point. But at the end of the day, guys, it's always a sad ending, because at the end of the day, nobody ends up making total sense. But on the flip side, guys, I felt really bad for Tochi, because in the midst of all their noise, yeah, because that was heavy noise, even Ebuka was having a headache, I'm sure, but in the midst of all their noise, there were certain things that Tochi said which I was able to pick up, even though at some point it was very difficult not to even hear anything. But there were certain things I picked up. He was saying that, oh, the reason why he was very upset is because there were people in the house who did not even get into the kitchen to assist Katrina or Lucy at all. But at the end of the day, they got food. Yes, Tochi was upset about food. I mean, that's literally one of the biggest things that the housemates were doing in the house as at that time. Aside the task, aside all the gossips and drama, everybody was constantly eating food. They were eating like a criminal. And guys, I remember that I was very upset that, oh yes, after that first 3 weeks, they were eating anyhow. Biggie should not give them any allowance if they lost their wager. And yes, they lost their wager, and then Biggie stabbed them for 1 whole week. So that was literally what was happening as at that time. But Tochi was actually right, because he painted a scenario. Give an example. He talked about Praise, I think. Yeah, Praise. He said Praise did not get into the kitchen on some occasions to assist the women in cooking. But then there was a day he went to the kitchen, he and Brighto, they wanted to get food from Katrina. And guess what happened? They were dishing out food on a platter for Praise. They are taking out food from the pot for Praise, and then they carried another plate and said, oh, they want to add more and save it for Praise later, you know, so that when he finishes eating this one, if it is not enough for him, then he cannot eat that one later. I'm like, okay, Now I understand why Tochi is very, very upset, to the point that anything they ask him, it still boils down to that particular incident. Guys, on that note, I must say that Lucy and Katrina, they were not fair to Tochi at all. No, for real, they were not fair to Tochi at all. And all this while, they were making it look as if Tochi was just always coming late. Because Katrina kept on hammering on, oh, Tochi is always late to come and get food. Oh, anybody that comes first gets served. But guys, from all that was said yesterday, it was just very obvious that they just did not want to just give him food. And for me, that was wrong because, hey, listen, there was this argument that, oh yes, Biggie provides the food, but there needs to be people that will prepare the food. So I appreciated, as at that time, Lucy and Katrina taking out time, you know, handling the cooking in the house, because a lot of the housemates were quite lazy to get into the kitchen. Most of them, they just wanted to be in the lounge, catching up with each other, getting to know each other. So it was basically Lucy and Katrina that really bothered to get into the kitchen to handle the affairs of the kitchen. But then they overdid it, because I don't understand why they would do that to Tochi. The funny thing is that Katrina kept on contradicting herself. So one minute she would say that, oh, the reason why that happened was because Tochi was always late to the kitchen. Another time again, she would say that, well, and just as Tochi had his own clique, his own circle, she also had people that she liked, which was very obvious. And guys, that goes to show that that was the same point that Katrina started nursing emotions, feelings for praise. So it will make you wonder that, oh, so because this woman has been liking praise a long time in that house before she was evicted, so she was trying to use food to find her way into his heart, because over here they said that, oh, the way to a man's heart is his belly. So Katrina was literally pumping praise with food that she was supposed to make go round to be enough for Tochi to even eat. She was using it to shoot her shots at praise, and that one self was busy bragging and opening his big mouth, saying trash in the house. I cannot have anything to do with the boss lady. But you were eating her food for free. Talking about Brighto, last night Brighto really pissed me off, and I went through my comment section, and a lot of you were trying to make a case, you know, for Brighto. A lot of you were saying that, okay, you understand the reason why Brighto refused to apologize to Praise, that Praise really made fun of him, Praise really picked on him in the house. And guys, to be very honest, I agree with you on that. Yeah, because Praise was one of those people in that house that I used to complain that he talked too much. And Praise, he also picked on Laycon. Yeah, Praise picked on Laycon a lot in that house. Like he literally was mentally and emotionally bullying Laycon in that house. But later on, they ended up becoming very good friends, because Praise had Laycon's back, was looking out for Laycon. But Praise was that one person in that house that had his own kind of should I say shortcoming, which I will point out later. He had his own shortcoming, but it was very quick to notice other people's flaw and make a joke out of it. Although the rest of the housemates would laugh about it, they will catch cruise about it, they will have fun about it, but sometimes it kind of offended a lot of people in the house. Now, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but you know what they call lip sync? Like when Praise is talking, he talks through his teeth and his tongue, like glory. You know, people that talk like that. Now, this is one thing, this is one, if you want to call it a flaw, but this is one flaw that Praise has, and I don't think people actually used that against him or used that to make a joke in the house a lot. But just as people were turning a blind eye to these things, because of course some people were trying to respect the fact that, yeah, he's a human being just as them, and just as everybody has one thing in them that is not really appealing to the general public, that's how he has it. But no, Praise went ahead to be making a joke out of people's flaws, and that did not sit well with Brighto, because he actually did make a lot of jokes about Brighto. He even picked on Laycon the most, as I have said. But still, was that enough reason for him to, you know, indirectly or directly insult Praise's fiance on national TV? Hell no. For me, I do not think that's enough reason. For me, I felt like that was a low blow. Oh yes, when people offend people and you know that this kind of person, whatever I say might not get to this person, so you want to look for one thing that this person holds there to get back at them. I felt like that was what Brighto did. But guys, let's cast our minds back to that video again, or that scene on that particular day if you watched it. Brighto did not say what he said about Praise only because of that. If you notice, Brighto was busy talking about a lot of housemates, analyzing a lot of the guys, not even the females now, but analyzing a lot of the guys to Kiddwaya. And what people did not see that Brighto was doing as at that time was that he was trying to secure his friendship. and prove to Kiddwaya that he is loyal to Kiddwaya in that house. Yeah, because after all those gossips, he and Kiddwaya, they became like this. So Kid was the one that was listening. Kid was literally always listening. And if you notice, whenever Brighto brings any kind of negative information about another dude in the house to Kiddwaya, just watch. The following moment, Kid's attitude would change towards a particular person. And that was what happened. Kid's attitude changed towards praise, and at some point, it also changed towards new. And I'm like, okay, so Brighto, what is your agenda? Because these people are not girls that you say that, oh, maybe one thing. No, he was trying to secure his friendship. And for him, he would rather drag anybody under the bus than see anybody coming to sabotage or get in the way of that friendship he was trying to build with Kiddwaya in the house. And later on the show, both of them started talking about, how they would take trips together, how they would travel together. Kiddwaya was like, oh, I'll come to Israel, because you know that was where Brighto was working at some point. Kiddwaya was like, oh, I'll come to Israel. Oh, this one was like, oh, they were making plans like a couple. And that was the kind of friendship that Brighto was looking in that house. But he was looking for that friendship from Kiddwaya, not from any other guy in the house. Anyways, guys, I just felt like I did not really talk about these particular things I noticed on last night's video, and I thought I should talk about them with a bit more emphasis on this particular one. So please go ahead and let me know about your own observations in the comment section below. I mean, that is how we do it over here. I would very much appreciate if you guys drop your thoughts in the comment section. And I will see you all on another episode of Frankly Speaking with Glory Elijah. And guys, please, this is just a brief reminder that my channel membership is still on. So if you're not a member of this channel just yet, please do not fail to click on the join button and choose which FSWG channel level suits you. That said, have an amazing day. Bye.